studied biomedical engineering with a minor in electrical engineering and Spanish at Purdue, and I graduated in 2020. The project I did is food waste collection and turning it into electricity via a biodigester that the city of Lafayette has. So I started studying biomedical engineering because I wanted to make an impact in people's lives through my engineering skills. But while I was studying biomedical engineering, I really realized I'm not making an impact right now on my community, and that's a deep held value I have, that we should all be working to improve the world around us at all times. So my sophomore year, I realized I wasn't really doing anything, and I thought about what I cared about a lot, and that is sustainability. Besides human health and lives, I care about the health of the earth and how that's intertwined with our lives. And a pet peeve I have is food waste. I've always been that person to look at my friends' plates in the dining halls and be like, hey, are you gonna finish that? You should finish that if you can. Because I read an article in high school in National Geographic about how the world population will be so great in the year 2050 that we're going to have to really hugely, by some estimates, double our food production in order to feed everyone. And there's already millions going hungry right now. And a huge part of that problem is food waste, because about 1/3 of all food is wasted around the world, and that happens in many places, from production and farms to stores to consumers. And that contributes to about 8% of global greenhouse gases by some estimates from food rotting in the landfill. So I found the Student Sustainability Council at Purdue and brought kind of this passion to them, and found that they already had people that were very passionate about this, and discovered that there is a biodigester in West Lafayette at the wastewater treatment plant that processes organic waste, including food waste, and turns it into electricity by producing methane gas and then burning the methane gas from the organic waste. And found out that the dining halls actually were already sending their food waste to the biodigester and creating electricity for the city of West Lafayette. And the biodigester had so much more capacity than what was currently being used. And I was like, oh my God, like, why are we not sending all of our food waste right now to this biodigester? Like, this is awesome. We should totally be utilizing it. So I did an independent research project with the help of Dr. Lindsay Payne, who was the advisor to the Sustainability Council and a professor in environmental engineering, to map the food waste streams around Purdue and figure out where would be a feasible place and a realistic and a useful place to divert more food waste to the biodigester. I looked at residential dining, I interviewed the athletics concessions directors, I rode along on the truck that picked up the food from the dining halls and took it to the biodigester. I worked with maintenance crews and figured out that really the best place to start would be Greek life houses, because they have a large concentration of people in one location, and also a chef typically that was overseeing the kitchen and could kind of control the food waste stream and keep it clean. So I started working with, I'm not in Greek life, but I started working with a couple of Greek life houses that were open and receptive to this and had members that were enthusiastic. I worked with the streets and sanitation departments in the city of West Lafayette, as well as the wastewater treatment plant, to see how we could start expanding their capacity and how we could start transporting this food. I worked with the maintenance crew at Purdue to see how we could transport this food, and brought everyone together really to find a solution that would work for all of our needs. And what that solution was me and a few other volunteers from the council literally driving a truck from the maintenance crew, carrying totes of food waste with a grant that we got from Purdue to the wastewater treatment plant every Friday, driving food waste. It was smelly, it was gross, but I knew it was like a really awesome start to a really awesome program. And what that program has really taught me is that delegating to your team members, letting them take ownership over different parts of a project, is a really effective way to keep people engaged and to not take on all the work yourself. I learned that sometimes it just takes perseverance of keep emailing, keep calling people until they answer you and are willing to work with you. And I'm really proud that the program started with 4 houses and expanded to 13 houses and was able to keep going even as I studied abroad and left Purdue, thanks to the transition of leadership to younger generations students. And I'm so happy that this program is continuing, and I hope other students at Purdue can take on projects like this and make a difference.